Ladies and gentlemen, once again, this is John Horne, the track announcer at Vernon Downs. And today I'm with Mary Beth Nelson, who is an owner trainer. Welcome, Mary.
Thank you.
First off, tell us a little bit how you got into horse racing.
I went to college at Cazenovia College. I took stable and farm management. We had to do an internship our last semester. I took it on a standardbred farm. I learned how to jog, I learned how to train, take care of them, and I just loved it. So I just stayed in the business my whole life.
Now, so none of your family beforehand was in the business, or
no?
So
they're pretty uninterested, to be honest.
Yeah, I sort of had that too.
Yes.
I got into harness racing, and none of my family has ever really been in it. But tell us, now you've worked for several trainers here. Tell us of your experiences and what you've learned.
The first person I worked for here at Vernon Downs was Howard Acusko Sr., and he did everything old school. You really learned how to do your job, take care of the horses, taught you a lot of stuff, the basics and everything. I worked a long time for George Ducharme. He's just great with the trotters, learned a lot about shoeing and rigging them and everything, and the day-to-day things you need to do to keep horses going at their best. So those are two great people I worked for.
Tell us about your morning. Everybody that talks about you says that you're the first one on the track. You give it your all. Tell us a little bit about how your morning and day goes.
I get here, I usually come in, when it's warm out. I come in at 4 in the morning. I'll be the first one here. And so I just I might feed couple other barns too. And then I usually have Golden Brit out on the track by around 5:30. He likes to go by himself. He doesn't mind going in the dark. He's not afraid of deer, skunks, fox, whatever we see out there. He's very fine. He doesn't like crows or blackbirds, so they're usually not up yet. So it works out well for me. And then I have all day to work. So it works out good. I like getting up, get to see the beautiful sunrise.
So that's one thing that's beautiful. The sunrise and sunset at Vernon is unbeatable. So tell us a little bit about Golden Brit. It was a great story how you got him, and then he's become a fan favorite. So tell us all about Golden Brit.
Golden Brit's larger than life. Well, I was looking for a horse, and my son's friend runs eHarness. That was the website where you buy horses. So I was on there at night before I went to bed at 7 o'clock. And so I got up at 3:30 the next morning, and he had popped up overnight. He was on the site because my son's friend puts them on in the middle of the night. So I was the first one to see him for sale on there. I don't know what time I called. It was really early. So I ended up buying Brit. But it said he was black, so I really thought I was buying a different horse. And imagine my surprise when they walked the brown horse out of the stall. But the rest is history. He's just been a great horse for me, and I love him to death, and he's got fans all over the world.
Yeah, he's so well liked here. He's one of my favorite horses. I call him the grittiest horse. When he has to lead in deep stretch, and he gives that extra somehow. He's not going to let him by, and it's so fun to watch. Do you notice that when you're training him that he's got that? He wants to give that extra, or?
Yeah, he wants to please. He does want to please, and I think he does it all for me. He really digs deep to get everything he can on the track. He really does. Honestly, I never train him. He only trains a little bit in the winter, but he just jogs a lot. He doesn't like to train, believe it or not. If I turn him the right way, he pins his ears, he tries to pull up, he tries to go back to the barn. He hates training. He says, I want to just race. So he sees the starting car, and it's game time.
So he's part human then, huh?
Yes, he's very smart. I let him think for himself. That's worked for him. He's a very smart horse, smarter than me.
So I know that you've added now to your stable. Can you tell us about the new horses you have?
I have a brood mare, and her first foal was a sale topper at the last Morrisville College sale they had. And then I kept her next foal, who has raced a few times, but he's pretty green and immature, so I'm kind of waiting on him. And the big excitement is this past week I went to the Harrisburg sale and I bought a beautiful filly. She's by the same sire as Golden Brit, so hopefully she can be just as good.
Did you? Is that the first time you've bought a horse at a sale?
Yes.
Oh wow, that had to be.
Yeah,
pretty...
it was exciting. I was nervous and scared, and I got up the next morning and said, "What did I do?"
Was there somebody bidding against you?
Yeah.
So
yeah, but,
is that always tough? It's like.
Oh yeah, but I actually practiced on a few before we got to her. I lost all them; they went for a lot. So I had a few picked out, but this one actually was my favorite. So I'm really glad I got her. So far, the backstretch, everyone who's seen her loves her. So I guess I picked out a good one.
Is Golden Brit making sure that they know he's in charge?
Oh yeah, he's the boss. He gets a little jealous. So then I have to go show up with cookies and spend an extra 5 minutes with him, and then he's fine. But yeah, he's number one.
And he won't let you forget it.
Oh no.
So tell us about one thing that I've been at several tracks, but there is nothing like our backstretch, the course people and everything, and how it's one big family. And I couldn't be more excited that I've become part of that family. Tell us about some of the drivers, trainers, grooms, and how that is just one great family. Everybody looks after each other, it seems like.
Everyone does back here. A lot of the people have been here for years and years, and you've known them for a long time. And if something were to happen, say, like last winter, for example, Billy Acusco got COVID. He ended up in the hospital with COVID pneumonia. He had 6 horses. We all just pitched in and did them. We took care of him while he was out. But everybody on the backstretch is like that. If something happens, everybody pitches in. They are family when it comes down to it. Thank you for everyone who's helped me through the years, because every little bit has made me who I am. And it all helps. I mean, you've made me a good trainer and a good caretaker for a horse, and I've learned from everyone. So thank you all.
And that's Mary Beth Nelson, a very big part of why it's such a family here. And she was one of the first ones that reached out to me, and I'll never forget that. And I knew it was going to be special. And I call her the nicest woman on the planet. And when I say that, I'm not kidding. This is John Horne once again for the Harness Racing Channel, and we're at Vernon Downs, and we're at closing weekend here, so we hope to see a lot of people here. All I can say is good night, everybody.